Good morning to everybody. How you doing? Hope all's well. Keep up the beautiful work. Bezrat Hashem yitbarach v'yitromam. Today is Monday, Parashat Mishpatim. It's the last stretch of the Shovavim, the last week of the Shovavim. We spoke about the Shovavim many times. This year it was 6 weeks. Next year will be 8 weeks. Bezrat Hashem. But by the time next year comes, Mashiach will be here and we'll all be in Yerushalayim Habnuyah without any need for the Tikkun Shovavim, but the Shovavim are the weeks of Shemot, Vayera, Bo, B'Shalach, Yitro, and Mishpatim, and there are many things to work on, as we mentioned back then, but as we're going through the final stretch, number one, family purity is a time to be worked. It's always a time to be worked on, but especially in these weeks, to have Taharat HaMishpaha. Obviously, you might see advertisements, and I bless you that the organization should always chase after you for donations. Be'ezrat Hashem, you should be able to give as much as you wish, inshallah. So you see a lot of advertisements, believe it or not, for mikvaot, women's mikvaot throughout the world, because, like we said, it's a time of enhancing and teaching people out there more about Taharat HaMishpacha, making it possible for them to keep it, even if they live in Johannesville, USA. It's also a time to watch our speech. Obviously, Lashon Hara, that's all year long, but in the Shovavim, it's even more. There were many synagogues in our community that made a Ta'anit Dibur yesterday, that they eat regular food, believe it or not, but they won't speak from sunrise to sunset, because this is a time of working on our speech. Obviously, it's not always easy to do that, but we try our hardest and we work on ourselves, perfecting the prohibition that we shouldn't do it of Lashon Hara, and also making berachot in vain and saying Hashem's name in vain. You have people walking around in Jiddiesville, USA, saying, I swear to God, I swear on this, I swear on this. We got to be careful with the swearing. It's a very serious thing. A human being, being their status above the animal world out there in the world of philosophy is that we have the power of speech, right? Imagine that's what we're picking over: intellect, over wisdom, over inventing all the things. Our speech is one of the most important things ever. And words have power. Words have so much power, believe it or not, that it's brought down in halacha. It's not just a sketch. It's a regular law, not a nice omen, not a nice segula, that when there's little kids walking and there might be dogs, your parent or someone shouldn't say, the dog could bite you or you could fall. If you say that, like we said, words have power, and God forbid, you say somebody could fall, you could say this, you could say that, but you shouldn't say it specifically, because words have power. So we have to be very careful when we say swear and this. We have to be careful with talking gossip. Obviously, we're not in a community of gossip, Baruch Hashem, but once in a while in Warsaw, Wisconsin, you might have someone who loves to gossip, loves to hear gossip, and these are the days that we have to be more careful, Be'ezrat Hashem. And it officially finishes Saturday night, this coming Saturday night. So you got to go out with a bang. As they say, it doesn't count till the end. You can go to a restaurant and the food is heke, but if the dessert is shibi jenin, you're going to be talking about it when you leave. When you finish the weeks of the Shovavim, with the last week making a count, Be'ezrat Hashem, will be a blessing for all of us. We know yesterday was a very special day. Some people are thinking about the Super Bowl, each to their own. No problem. When you have people getting together for good things, why not, right? Enjoy themselves. But as many people in the world, millions, were watching Doritos commercials and Bud Light commercials, and I didn't know who was playing till a couple days beforehand, and I was hoping Robert Kraft's team was going to win, what he does for Eretz Yisrael, what he does for Am Yisrael. but or whatever happened. But as long as we're going to win the ultimate Super Bowl, Stanley Cup, World Series, Championship, golf tour, we're going to win them all together when the big day comes of the Mashiach. And why is the Mashiach coming faster? Because of all of the chesed that Am Yisrael does. Yesterday was a magnificent day for an organization, for Am Yisrael, through an organization called A Time. We had the Shasathon yesterday. If you're not aware of it, go check it out. They have the recording from the entire day. Obviously, an entire day of watching. You could see the Cliff Note version. We have about 600 people in one room studying the pages of the Gemara. Each set of Havrutot finishes 10 pages. We finished 2,900 pages, the entire set of the Gemara under one roof simultaneously. It starts in the morning and we have a lunch break and then we finish, and they have a magnificent siyum celebrating finishing the entire Shas in one day, the entire set of Gemara. And the merit of the learning of the Torah goes to the people who need help having children, Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. The money goes to a magnificent organization, as mentioned, called A Time. The rabbi in charge, I just say his name, I get emotional. What an angel. Hashem should protect him, and he should bring us all to the Mashiach, Be'ezrat Hashem. Rabbi Shaul Rosen, he's a Malach Hashem. He himself, believe it or not, many, many years ago had trouble, and he tried this and he had tried that, and he met this doctor and that doctor. And then because he already was a professional by learning the hard way, people were calling him when they themselves needed help, and they needed this and they needed that. And then little by little, he started getting people and secretaries and things, and it turned into a magnificent turned into a magnificent organization where they help people. Inshallah, these organizations go out of business, but not because they don't have money to help the people, because Be'ezrat Hashem, we hope that the people won't need the help. They'll get it directly from Hashem without any hardships. But the money goes to infertility, and the stories that are there are not fathomable, how they help people and how it was crazy. There was one boy, Hashem should give him Refuah, Shelemah, and health and only good things. He unfortunately got the big C, Has v'Halila lo alenu v'lo alechem, and he went as a youngster, and he had a terrible case of it, and unfortunately he needed chemo, etc. And they said he won't be able to have children. And then after they healed it, Hashem healed it. It came back with vengeance, and he went and he fought it, and he's in a wheelchair. We hope not for life, but for now, unfortunately, the bottom half of his body does not work. Like we take things for granted. You have kids crying about lunch. You have things. How come I can't go to St. Bart's for winter vacation? You see a guy with cancer in a wheelchair. Shema Yisrael. We have to be thankful for what we have and be appreciative. And as they always say, our problems are other people's wishes, believe it or not. So we thank goodness we're all appreciative, and Hashem will always bless us with good things, Be'ezrat Hashem. By being appreciative, He'll give us only more and more to be appreciative. Long story short, his friends are getting married. And obviously, if he's in a wheelchair and he's getting over that disease, it's going to be very hard for him to get married. But he went to his Rebbe, and the Rebbe spoke last night, Rav Elio Brudny. He should live and be well, from the Miri Yeshiva. He came to the A Time. It was 2 hours away in Kalahari, Pennsylvania, and nothing stopping thousands of Jews to partake in helping other Jews that they don't even know. They don't even know who they're helping. But we're helping bring more Jewish children into the world, couples who need help. Imagine driving 2 hours. The weather yesterday up there was minus 35 real feel. Imagine the snowmen picked up Kish. We went into the freezer to warm up, because that's how much warmer the freezer was than being outside. And they all went there, ke'am ehad, ke'ish ehad, to go help. And he gets up, and this this young boy is speaking, and he said he went to his Rabbi Brudny, and Rabbi Brudny said, if you have faith, believe there's Hashem. Hashem could do anything. Imagine it happening. Think it's going to happen. Believe Hashem could do anything. And believe it or not, even though it seems impossible, a boy in a wheelchair, who is he going to find? And thank you, Hashem, a girl wanted to go out with him on a date, and he went a few times. And then on the fourth date, she tells him, I was researching someone in your situation, the chances of having a child are zero, literally. And he said, hey, I was going to tell you, but now that you know, and you want to still go out, etc. And they went to the rabbis. Now you have to go only to the right rabbis. There are some people very far away in planet Mars, we'll even call it, and they're not the real Torah, etc. They say they're rely on certain things. A guy can't jump from a roof and say, "Well, rely on Hashem." But if the rabbis who know the world and know about infertility and know how things could help, and the chances are very, very almost to none slim, but they know what's out there, so they gave him advice, and the couple got married, and they're trying and trying, and Baruch Hashem, believe it or not, because of Eitan being a messenger of Hashem, they ended up having a baby. And if you would have heard the story, tears will come to any eyes. And last night, mashallah, Abu Sayato, they brought the baby to this event. Imagine a little cute baby. The rabbi, the founder, Rabbi Rosen, he should live and be well, carried the baby on stage and put it in the father's arms because the father was in a wheelchair speaking. And everyone saw where their hard efforts are going. And to make a very, very another story that was mentioned, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but there was a couple literally for 25 years that couldn't have children, Shema Yisrael. The next time there's a mother in Warsaw, Wisconsin, in Johannesville, USA, that says, I can't, these kids are so annoying, talk to someone who couldn't have children for 25 years and still say to yourself, these kids, Shema Yisrael, and they couldn't have children. And believe it or not, about 18 years into their journey, Eitan was helping them, and they were finding certain kinds of machines and lasers and things that could help them. But then in America, the red tape was just too much. It was impossible to happen when it was like playing whack-a-mole. As soon as they knocked one problem down, another one shot up, and it wasn't working. So the president and the doctor consultant of Eitan took the couple to Eretz Israel, because in Israel, they were able to work with them more with this kind of technology. And all of a sudden, as everything was almost ready, all of a sudden it was 2020 and COVID hit. And then their dreams were shattered, Shema Israel, because the country and the hospitals had to take care of other things because of COVID. Shema Israel, God should watch us all. And their dreams were seemingly shattered at the moment. A few, they came back to America, and things were very, very grim again. And then all of a sudden, believe it or not, after 3-4 years, they came up with a new technology with AI. I don't even know how AI is. Someone AI, you think of pictures, you think of information, ChatGPT, but somehow, some way, it's a lot smarter and deeper than that. And they made a technology that they won't need the lasers and all of the above to have this machine work. And believe it or not, this past November, a couple who couldn't have kids for 25 years because of Eitan, God bless, because of Hashem, obviously, and because of technology, but who navigates people through all these things? And a wonderful organization. And they also had a couple, they had twins, they had a boy and a girl, Yishtabach Shemo La'ad, after 25 years, Hashem should bless everyone. So number one, you see the power of learning Torah when you have 600 people learning from the morning to the evening, finishing the Gemara. It's amazing. And it's not only, they don't just come and learn 10 pages heke on a whim. They're preparing for months before. You can't, people can't learn 10 pages learning it from scratch. They send you a Gemara to your house with your pages, and then you practice and you think. And then yesterday was a marathon, and they're raising money Baruch Hashem, we know how much infertility costs, unfortunately, and Baruch Hashem, that's why Hashem has it written in his tefillin. Who is like my nation? Our tefillin says, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and Hashem says, look how great my nation is. We take pride in Hashem and our tefillin, and Hashem takes pride in our nation with all the chesed and with all the beautiful things. So if you're bored today, if you have to wait online somewhere or something, and people who are scrolling till 4 a.m., take a peek at shastathon.org. I do not get a vig. I just say it because I love it. It was a magnificent day. People who watched were going crazy. People who were there were going crazy. Even the workers that aren't from our nation, when they were there, they get emotional and they're all into it. It's a magnificent thing. And Be'ezrat Hashem, you'll always be from the givers. And Be'ezrat Hashem, you won't ever need to be from the recipients. Be'ezrat Hashem. So that's point number one. We'll learn a couple of halachot. We're running a little late, but how can we go without a few halachot? We know this coming Saturday, we will, Be'ezrat Hashem, Yitbarach. Thank goodness it's going to be 33 degrees. Thank you, Hashem. Don't get heat stroke, heat fear, right? We don't want a heat wave around there, but that's what we're hoping for. 38 even. Imagine. Just be safe. The ice is slippery. But this coming Shabbat, Be'ezrat Hashem, we will be taking out 2 Sifrei Torah. Sefer Torah number 1 for Parashat Mishpatim, the Parashat HaShavua, and Sefer number 2 will be the first of what we call the Arba Parashiyot, the 4 Parashiyot. There are 4 weeks in the year that we take out 2 Sifrei Torah, and it's not a holiday, it's not Rosh Chodesh, it's only because it's one of these 4 Parashiyot. And of course, we know, we're familiar with them already. We have the first one, Shekalim. We have the second one, Parashat Zachor, which everybody knows is very, very important, which we will talk about. Then, Be'ezrat Hashem, then you have Parashat Parah, that talks about the Parah Adumah, and then right before Passover, we have the HaChodesh Hazeh Lachem, Rosh Hodashim, Parashat HaChodesh. So this coming Shabbat will be the first of the 4 Parashiyot. It speaks about Shekalim, why giving the Machasit HaShekel. Today we call it Zecher Machasit HaShekel, but the real Machasit HaShekel was given back then at the time of the Beit HaMikdash. They have, believe it or not, there are thousands of coins in the museums. You could even purchase one yourself of real silver. They have half shekel coins. They have also copies of them, etc., of the coins. The entire Jewish nation, everybody had to give actually it was really meant from 20 and up, but everyone who wanted to give for all, today we give for everyone, Zecher Ma'asit HaShekel, they all gave this half of a shekel for the korbanot that they brought every single day in the Beit HaMikdash. They brought the keves ahad taseh baboker, and the keves hasheni taseh ben arbaim. You have a korban tamid in the morning, korban tamid, and the word tamid means consistently. 365 days a year. They brought it on Shabbat. They brought it on Kippur. Every single holiday, every Shabbat, they brought this korban. Even though you're not allowed to slaughter on Shabbat, however, because Hashem commanded, just like a Brit Milah, you're not allowed to make a cut on Shabbat. However, when the Torah says it has to be done on the 8th day, so we do a Milah on Shabbat. So too over here with the korbanot. Now you got to be in it to win it. How could you be part of the community of the korbanot if you're not chipping in? You can't just sit back and say, let them do it and you're a part of it. Everybody had to give. And now how do they remind people? There were no emails, no text messages, no heke, all kinds of social media to remind you to give the tzedakah. They had to take out the Torah 30 days before the deadline. The deadline is Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Could you believe it that in a week from tomorrow it will be Rosh Chodesh Adar? God bless. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Even though the groundhog said we got a long way till winter, but it doesn't mean that time's not flying. And we're going to be singing Mishin Ichnas Adar Marbim B'Simha. Already the women, God bless them, they're getting ready for Mishloach. So the Shabbat that's closest to Rosh Chodesh Adar, which is this coming Shabbat, we read the Parashat Shekalim to remind the people that they have to give the Mahasita Shekel. But nowadays we just give a remembrance of it.